Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today I would like to make a soft-sided bag that's not too soft, a bag that has some structure. This bag is going to be designed for me to put my headphones in, but it's going to be great for things as in game systems, the controllers and things like that. Now I'm going to be able to decorate this bag with a new file from OESD, and it's called Game On. And any one of these designs would be perfect for that style of a bag. Now to keep that bag soft and yet with some structure, I'm going to use fiber form. Now this is a product that we use often in freestanding lace. It has that structure that's going to hold up, and yet it is still soft. So this is going to be the perfect thing for the body of the bag. So everything is protected in the bag. So here's the file that I'm going to use for the embroidery. It's called Game On, and it's one of the new releases from OESD. So we have some controllers, some headphones, and just some fun writing. These run approximately 6 inches by 7 inches. So it's a good size for a bag. I'm going to be making my bag with some black fabric and some black and white fabric. I think this will really pop with that. So I have that solid black, and then I have found this great fun fabric with words on it. To give the bag that structure, I'm going to be using fiber form. So you can see where we have that stability, and yet it is still soft. So it's going to give that bag that structure and protect what is in it. So I'm going to need a stabilizer that is going to be a sticky back. So I'm going to use a tearaway, and this is called Stable Stick. You could also use a cutaway, but what we're looking for is something that we're going to stick this down in. I don't want to hoop this. I just want to stick it on. But I am going to have to take this and attach it to my fabric. So I am going to use a fusible web called Soft Web. So I'm going to need 2 pieces of that fiber form, and I'm going to use 2 10-inch squares. I will then need 2 10-inch squares of that soft web, and I'm going to be able to iron those down together. Once those layers are put together, I can peel off that backing and then iron my fabric onto that fusible side. Now I would recommend starting with a larger piece of fabric. We are going to be able to trim it down, but it just makes it easier to work with. So this is a 10-inch square. You can do 11, 12. In this case, I just happen to have 13-inch squares, so I'll be using those. So I'm going to iron those 2 pieces together. Now that those layers are together, I'm going to mark some center lines, but I want to mark the center lines from that fiber. Fold that down, and I'm going to mark. Now I'm using dark fabric, so I am going to be using this marking pencil that irons off, so I don't have to worry about those marks remaining. So I have that fold. So I'm going to mark that 5-inch, and I can feel that that form is right there. And then do the next side. Do a little center point. So that's what it is going to look like. If you'd like, you can extend these lines out, and that way it will help line up when you're hooping. The stable stick is a tearaway, so I'm going to be able to peel back that paper. You can see through that stabilizer. So I do take my grippy grid, and I'm going to line up my hoop. Now I can just line up my fabric and then smooth that on. Now I'm going to be able to go to the machine and just do that embroidery. And the first one I'm going to do is this one, but I'm going to change the colors so I have some bright green in there. I just love how that color really pops on that black background. Now we're going to be able to remove this and do the second side. There's our second side done. Now we're going to be able to go to the iron and press this. And then just trim all the way around the outside. Once those are trimmed, we're going to be able to add pieces onto the top. This was 10 inches, so my piece is 10 inches by 5 inches. So So I'm just going to flip those, do a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and fold that back. And then I'm going to do a top stitch right along that edge. Do that to both pieces. So we have both sides done. Now we're going to do that casing along the top. I will be stitching my bag with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I need that casing to be a 1/2 inch shorter than my top piece. So when it's done, you can see where I'm going to have a little bit on each side. To do that, I'm starting with a piece that's 2.5 inches, and I'm going to roll one seam once and roll it a second time. Then measure over, and in my case, it's 9.5 inches. I'm going to roll once and roll twice. We're looking at having that 1/4 inch on each side. And then top stitch this edge down. We're going to be able to fold that in half. So we're going to have a strip that looks like this. With those little pieces done, we're going to be able to sew them right on that top and leave a 1/4 inch on each side. And this time when you stitch, do a scant 1/4 inch. So this is both sides of the bag done, but what we're going to do is add a lining. So we're going to need 2 pieces of fabric, just a little bit longer than each of these pieces. The lining pieces we're going to be able to stitch right over top of that casing. Now you can do that 1/4 inch seam allowance, and that first seam will be tucked up inside. We can now match the 2 sides together. The embroideries are going to match and the lining is going to match. And be sure to line up this little area here where we're going to put the casings. And we are going to stitch all the way around this bag. We have to be careful not to stitch over this casing area. After I've stitched around once, I go inside, I peek, and I make sure that I didn't catch anything here. My seams were lined up, and then I do a second row of stitching. I really just want this to be good and secure. Now we're going to do a little tiny boxed corner. So to do that, we're just going to cut off that point. And if you happen to hit that corner and cut the stitches, that's fine. We just want to cut off those little points. Now put your hand inside the bag, and we're going to pitch these seams together. I like one seam to go in one direction and the bottom to go in an opposite direction. And that way they're going to sort of nestle together and stitch along this bottom. I'm going to stitch at a 1 inch mark. So if you want, you could just mark it on your mat, have that one line go in one direction. You can see where that 1 inch is going to go on the mat. And this is where I'm just going to do my line of stitching. I do a couple of rows of stitches, back stitch to secure this. If you'd like, you can cut that off. And it gives it a nice, clean edge. And now I'm going to turn this all right side out. Well, my lining is out. I'm going to just take this edge and close it. And once you've closed the bottom up, take those layers together and then turn it to the right side. So the bottom and the side of the bag are about 2 inches deep, and that bag will be about 8 inches by about 13 inches. Now we need to put in our strings. So we're going to need 2 strings that are double that bag. So one string is going to come in this side, come all the way around, tuck back in, and come out. The second string is going to do the same thing, but coming from the other side. So we're going to put that string in, go in through the next side, so you're going to come out. So in the top of the bags, you're going to have those strings overlap. And that way you're going to be able to pull that bag closed. That bag is now done. It still closes because of the soft top, but you can see where we have a little stability in the body. And both sides look fabulous. So this is a good size for controllers and small games. And it does fit my headphones. So that fiber form really does make a good bag. It's nice and secure. Everything inside is going to be protected. And it really does have a nice look. So for now, I have a great safe spot to keep my headphones in. And I say for now because I have a feeling that when my children or my grandchildren show up at the house, this bag will magically disappear. I'll put some links in the description so you can check out that OESD file. I turned it into a bag, but it would make a great gaming pillow as well. And don't forget, OESD and I are working together this year, so if you follow the links in the description, you'll be able to get a discount. And thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a Sewtacular day. Bye for now.